DJ. Oh, what you need? Yes, ma'am. Here you go. Oh, what is it? Here you go. Anybody else need a pen? You good? All right. Well, I am Margaret Truesdale, the real estate educator. I have been doing real estate for 26 years, and today I'm so excited because this is what I love to do. Not only real estate, but I love to teach. And when I tell you I'm going to teach, you get this paper. I love to teach. And the reason I love to teach this particular seminar is simply because when I first got here, I wanted to know what other people was teaching. So I went to a class and I watched them. And what they was teaching was the bare minimum. They give you enough to rope you in, but you can't move forward because you still have questions, you still don't know what to do. So when I decided to teach, like I told you all, and some of you all, I am going to teach you every step of the way. So if you follow that, you can become a homeowner. So that is my contact information. All of y'all have my beautiful gold bag. Also, you have the other bag. My name is plastered on everything. My telephone number. Any way you can call me, you can email me, and take pictures of this if you like. So this is this disclaimer. It just basically states that everything that I have here today is I make no claims or promises or guarantee, but I can say this. Everything that I'm going to tell you is what I know from my experience. It's nothing that I have never heard. Well, I just never. I have heard almost any and everything, everybody's situation, okay? So, let me do this because we're going to start in 1 second. I want to thank you. Thank you for coming here today because you didn't have to come here. Some of you all stayed all day long because I was like, miss this, come on, stay with me. Even the mama dragged the child with them. So I'm glad that you stayed. So in this bag, it's just some general information. You can always call me if you have other questions. But this right here, it says, no better time to buy and sell than while the market is popping. Okay? You know, I always get that question. When is the time to buy a house? Should I buy when the interest rate is down? Should I buy when the interest rate is high? I always tell people the time to buy a house is when you are ready to buy a house. There's no magic moment to buy a house. Okay, so can I get one volunteer? I'll help you. Oh, okay, come on up here. I'll help you. This is going to be an interactive class now. We're going to get hyped. My music band didn't do my music, but we got to get our own hype. So, the reason I asked that you volunteer is because I want to know, why now do you want to buy?
I want to buy a house now because I'm tired of paying my landlord, so that he might live in $500,000.
Oh, wow. Well, that's the reason. Everybody shaking their head. Everybody tired of paying the landlord, right? So we can say, kiss the landlord goodbye. Look, see? Look, the shirt. Kiss the landlord goodbye. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, I appreciate you. Volunteer, here you go. Now, all y'all want to volunteer. And one last thing I have in here, and I know it's very, very little, but this is a supplement. You know, a lot of times we get information and we process it and we're like, oh my God, that person must think I'm a sucker. I'm going to be suckers in here, okay? Simply because when you walk out the store, you want to know how to buy a house, you hear something strange, funny, because we all like to hear that good We like to make certain that, oh, it feels good, it sounds good. But guess what? Everything that glitters is not gold, right? So we're not going to be suckers anymore. So y'all can chew this up and throw this stick away when we finish. Because y'all going to be well versed in how to buy a house.
Hold up.
Yes.
Excuse me. The sucker? The sucker?
No. I got what to say. What you need to know about buying a house. And that's everything I'm going to teach you today. People don't care how much you know until they know that you care. And that is a true statement. Okay? You know, people like, oh, they know when you know when they don't care about you. We've probably been at car dealerships, we've been other places, and people just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm gonna put this fast on this person, and you can feel it in your gut. You go to sleep at night, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't feel right. When you a person care about you, you definitely know it. You know it. It's true. People do business with people because they choose to, not because they have to. We can always find others doing the same thing or selling the same product. It's the personal connection that makes the difference. Yeah. I am one realtor out of thousands of realtors. And y'all came here today and I beg y'all, please come to my seminar. Please let me be your realtor. But I'm going to tell you something. If we don't have that personal connection, it's not going to work. That's right. It's not going to work at all, okay? Like I say, you want to know a person, you want to like and know, like, and trust that person you're working with. This is a relationship. We're going to be together for a long time. Like, I can't get rid of these two back here. Y'all throwing me on the stuff. These two right here, they're in the process of buying a house. When y'all heard me say earlier, I'm waiting for my commercial. They're going to give me a commercial, okay? I'm waiting for it. But you know what? You have to be in the long haul of this. You can buy a house within 15 days. You can buy a house in 30 days, to be honest with you, okay? So when you, or it can take 6 months, it can take a year. It's just the process you take, okay? So my thing is, you want to make certain that you like that person that you're dealing with. Okay, what's wrong? You okay? Oh, okay. Like the person that you are dealing with. This is my agenda. I'm going to read it in a minute, but before I go any further, I want to personally introduce you to the people that I work with. The first person, if you come on down, this is Mr. Zachary Bodine. Zachary Thompson.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell them about yourself.
Guys, I work with First New Mortgage. You might have seen it on me, or you might have come by and got some of my papers. So we're the #1 private purchase lender in the state of Maryland. I'm here locally. I live in the county away. I grew up in Antelope County, live in Calhoun County right now. And, you know, I think you guys heard the Maryland Mortgage Program. We had some other lenders talking about it. We're also the #1 lender for MSD. We do about 75% of all MSD loans, and it's the preferred lender in Charles County for that program. So, you know, great place to start, and she's going to take care of you.
Okay, thank you. And the next person I have is the insurance person, Mr. Baker. If you just come on down, tell them what company you with.
I've been in the business over 30 years. And one thing, a lot of people know that private represents life insurance, but we also do mortgage insurance, and we're a homeowner's insurance. And I was so fortunate to be with them because they're going to utilize us to take care of your homeowner's insurance for you. But when you go to closing, you got to have homeowner's insurance for your home, right? Take care of that for you. And I have a specialist that will work directly with me and Marvel's real estate team to make sure your needs are taken care of. So please give us a call, and we'll work very closely with you, and we'll put that personal relationship to work with you and your family, okay? So like I said, and I'm in the early state of the union, but mainly I focus on Washington, D.C., the state of Maryland, and also Virginia. So if you plan on buying any property in those areas, and let's get North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and Texas, and New York. So we can look for you to take care of your homeowner's insurance. And I am so happy and honored that you guys have to come out and work with you and take care of your clients. So that is so valuable, and I just feel privileged because your clientele base is something that you got to value and take care of, just like your immediate family. So you don't let anybody come in and deal with them. So we thank you for that, and my friend Donetta, we thank you so kindly. Please give us a call, and we'll work with you
homeowners insurance part, he's gonna go deeper into.
Okay.
Alright, thank you. And then the next person I have is Mr. Rodney Henry, the home inspector.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my question is, you're trying to buy a house, so you're buying a house. Is a home inspection important?
Yes.
Why?
Lead, mold, termites, cracks in the wall, foundation, roof not falling.
In your lifetime in buying a house versus buying a car, you wouldn't buy a car sight unseen, right? Or you saw it, you didn't test drive it, you didn't start, or you didn't check the fluids, the oil, or the transmission. Same thing with real estate, okay? And I also want to, if you guys don't already know, it's the start of generational wealth. Because if it wasn't worth it, Trump would be in it. Okay? So, it's important to have a home inspection. I wish I had one on my first house. Well, my first house was back in 1979. Didn't know anything about it. Wish I did. Now, the way the market is right now, some people are waiving their home inspections because they want to try and get the contract or ratify a contract for the house. I do not recommend that because some people, after they have bought the house and didn't have a home inspection done, now I'm getting a call. Because now they're finding out that they have a structural issue in their house. There's a crack they didn't know anything about. Okay? Mr. Rodney, can you come and look at this? I got an issue with the house and I got water coming in. And so when I look at it now, I'm calling a structural engineer, because I have some that I know, and a licensed contractor to come in, and now they're spending thousands of dollars to correct the problem that they had a home inspection done. They may have moved forward and got the seller to do the repairs, or they walk away from the house.
Mr. Rodney like to go real deep into the home inspection, y'all. I want Mr. Rodney to come up here and say his name, his number, but listen. I appreciate Mr. Rodney, because we both work speakers at UCAP along with Zach, a nonprofit organization who did the first time home buyer webinar. But Mr. Rodney, we're going to get with this program, this seminar, and what's going to happen is you're going to come back. Because they were like, well, yeah, I heard some noise over here. And you're going to give it all to them. I'm going to let you have to talk to them. Little about me, y'all need to know more about me. Why I work with the field of agency representation, getting to know you, the future homeowner, discuss your wants, your needs, and your desires, and let's talk finances. Then we're going to get into the pathway, okay? I told some of y'all it's about 15, 16 steps. And if you follow these steps, you will be able to buy a house. No problem at all. And things to consider. That is me. That is an old picture. So I've been doing this for 26 years. I am here. Open. Okay. So, mentor, coach, everything. I have worked with Donald Anderson as a guest speaker on the radio station. Also, worked the nationwide housing fair. That is something totally different. It's a virtual event. Okay? And all of that. Home team, blue team, y'all already here. Y'all know this is where we at as well. We are a establishment that is well respected in the community. We have been featured on Fox 5 and other TV channels. Not only that, one thing I want you to know, as a realtor, I have a global network that can connect you to other realtors, no matter where you want to live. Some of y'all may want to live in Texas. Some of y'all may want to live in the DR. Some want to live in Arizona. Some may want to be in the Dominican Republic. Guess what? I have all those connections, so I can help you nationally and internationally buy a home. So you're not just confined here, okay? Also can help your family, your friends as well. Y'all all want to get this presentation, and y'all put y'all correct email address on the form. Did you give another form? that person because you're dealing with that person. Unfortunately, you do have a lot of people that's scamming out there, okay? So I come across a lot of people that I talk to, and they think, oh, you just a scammer. I'm like, I'm not a scammer. I don't have time to scam. I've been doing it for 26 years. My life is full time. So I don't make a sale out of it. And it's like y'all don't go to work. I don't know. Y'all don't either. That's like a leave or something. I don't know, you know. So why work for realtor? Number 7, ethical treatment. Every realtor must adhere to a strict code of ethics based on professionalism and protection of others' customers. Okay? Number 2, an expert guide. Buying at home use required dozens of forms, report, disclose. Oh, we got a late comer. Late comer. I ain't gonna have to know, you know. Buying at home use required dozens of forms, report, disclosure, and other technical documents. Another late comer. Come on, have a seat. Come on, yeah, like that's why we have these seats over here. Listen, I don't expect you to know the forms. I don't expect you to know your terminology. I don't want you to talk to me like you're trying to really say something technical, because you might say it and it's wrong. I don't understand it. So when we talk, we want to talk in layman's terms. The forms, that's why I'm here. These forms have already been provided by lawyers, sanctioned, and they are legit forms. Okay, so they for your protection. Objective information and opinion. Realtor to provide local information on utilities, zoning, schools, and more. We can provide a lot of information, but I'm gonna tell you what we cannot provide. We cannot tell you the neighborhood. What type of people live in this neighborhood? I don't want to be by this person. That's not our job. We cannot do that simply because that is against fair housing. Okay. Also, crime. If you want to know about a neighborhood, drive the neighborhood. Go to the neighborhood, see it in the morning, the afternoon, and the daytime, simply because things change, okay? Not only that, you know, you want to make certain that, hey, if there's some crime, check the police department. They will tell you exactly what's going on. Expand the search pile. How many y'all on Zillow, Homestack? Y'all just, how do you serious is Lake Come? How do you experience with that?
I mean, I think I probably like Zillow.
Zillow better than Redfin?
It don't show me. I like to see like the surrounding.
Okay.
A lot of them don't show you like the surrounding area. Like a street view, I don't want to see like
Okay.
the surrounding.
Well, let me ask you this, because you own that. Have you already been pre-approved for Linda? Okay, well, you need to talk to Zach. I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of y'all probably own Redfin, Zillow, and all of that have not been pre-approved. What's happened is you really start loving the house. You like, I want to live in this neighborhood, $500,000 house. You only qualify for $300,000. A $500,000 house is totally different than a $300,000. You can make a $300,000, $500,000 house, but you can't afford that $500,000 house, okay? So I always tell people, don't put the cart before the horse, okay? Because you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere at all. I ain't gonna say fast, you're just not going nowhere. So you want to make certain that you do the things in the proper order, you know? And a lot of times, the things that's on the line, by the time you call somebody, you're gonna look at it, that thing is under contract. You know, what we have as Lutheran is the MLS system, and the MLS system actually provides the most accurate information. You know, we will provide you a list, and from that list, you will go ahead out and you will pick what you like and, you know, go out from there. We will call and see if those houses are still available. Because I don't want you to go to a house that's under contract, and I don't want to go to a house that's already under contract. So utilize your realtor to help you find houses. Negotiation knowledge. There are many factors up for discussion in a deal. Everything in real estate is negotiable. Everything in real estate is negotiable. You know, it's up to you to say what you want. It is up to your realtor to convey it to the other party. But everything is negotiable in real estate. Up-to-date experience. Most people buy only a few houses in their lifetime, usually with quite a few in between in years. Let me tell you something. How many of y'all in here actually told people you're looking for a house? You told somebody, you told somebody, you told somebody. I don't know your experience, but what I have realized is that when people start saying, hey, I'm looking for a house, everybody and their mama start telling them what they should do, what they shouldn't do, how I get it, why I get it. But guess what? They forgot to tell you the whole truth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They gonna leave out bits and pieces because they want to shine. And sometimes they just don't want you to shine. You want to have people that's going to be jealous of you. You want to have people that's going to say, you know what? Why you want to do that? Because it's time. Oh, yeah, you done heard it all, huh? Yeah. And what Grandma did 50 years ago is not what's happening today. Just because we in Prince George's County, we have municipalities as well. We have to make certain that we follow the guidelines for Bowie. We follow the guidelines for District Heights. There's other guidelines. So that's why you have to get the professional to help you. And if anybody tells you something different, run it past your team. Run it to drag it. I had to drag it. Yeah. I'll come get you. It's Chris, right? No. Oh, okay. Like I'm telling you, I'm going to that thing to find him. But this is, it is emotional. I'm really talking to you. It is bad. I'm looking at my partner, my husband, wife back there. You want to question with them probably because I want this and you want this and this and this. I done had people who sleep in separate beds, one on the couch and one in the bed because they mad at each other. But you have to understand that's why I'm here. I'm here to push you along and help you through the time. Because a lot of my clients, they down to the end and they say, I just don't want to do it. I'm tired of this. There's no need of you being tired. We right the line. Jump over the line and keep moving. Okay? So you're going to have these feelings, but keep going. I love this part. I love this part. Agency representation. There's a difference between a customer. That's right. Here's the question, okay? Y'all just shout out what y'all think. This is a test your knowledge. You found a house on Zillow, your favorite place. Zillow, and you called the listing agent to inquire about the property. The friendly agent provided the information you requested and scheduled a private tour of the house for the next day. After you get a home, you realize that it was the home you're dreaming. So you would like to purchase the house. Also, during your conversation, you told the agent that you were pre-approved $50,000 above the list price. And that you want to sell to pay all over. Who does the agent represent?
The seller.
Okay, why you say buyer?
Because the buyer is the person who's looking to actually purchase the home.
The duo team back there? Why you say the seller?
The listing, they listed the property.
All right, absolutely. It's the listing, that's the listing agent. They represent the seller. So you may be seller agent or you may be listing agent. Just understand that that agent does not work for you. That's why you want your own representation, okay? Your own representation. Because look what you just did. You told them, hey, I'm pre-approved $50,000 more. You gave them all your information. They don't need to know that. The only person who needs to know that information is your agent, okay? You got money sitting in the bank. You just got it, inherited the money, and you tell them the seller agent, your seller paid for it. Yeah, right. You know, you done gave your information away. Here's another one. You had to work with Realtor A for a few weeks, but you have not signed and written an agency agreement. Realtor A has helped you get pre-approved with a loan officer and shown you houses. You wanted to preview a house, but Realtor A was unavailable. Therefore, you contacted Realtor B, who showed you the house. You signed a written agency agreement and wrote an offer to purchase. Who's your realtor? Realtor A or Realtor B? Realtor B. Well, absolutely. Realtor B. Even though Realtor A took you out, showed you houses, y'all was friends. Going out, you probably stopped at McDonald's, got lunch, had some fun, okay? But guess what? Realtor A never had you sign anything. Only time you can become a client of a realtor is when you sign a written agency agreement. Otherwise, you are a customer. So each time they take you into the house to show you the house, they don't represent you. They represent the seller. Okay? So that's why I keep trying to tell people it's important that you know that you have a realtor that protects you. Here's the last one. Y'all all good at it. You decide to purchase your forever home, a new construction. You have an appointment with the representative to purchase the home. The kitchen is completed, but upgrading cabinet, the difference is small. Who do you contact that represents your interest? And do you know who the seller representative work for? Let me explain before you answer. You decided that day you wanted to go to new home construction. And you just walk on into the new home construction and you sit down and you write an offer with the representative. Who's representing you?
Nobody.
Exactly. Nobody. Nobody's representing you, so you are unrepresented. So now you got a problem. They want you to pay for them cabinets.
You're on your own.
Exactly. You own your own. You own your own. Because that seller representative work for the buyer. The builder. They work for the builder. Okay? So that's why you want to make certain that you have your own rule in place. And your pet, I can talk, it's been a long day. In your bag, you want to see understand who agent represents, specific dual agent, exclusive tenant representation. It's just page 1 of 2. When you get a realtor, you should see these forms, okay? If you do not see these forms, you are not represented. Now the first one, understand who the agent represents, it just tells you the difference between the buyer agent, the seller agent, and things of that nature, okay? So this right here is not a contract. This is just you have to sign. Specific dual agency, it will explain it to you as well. It's not a contract, but in order for you to see property that's listed with the house that your realtor have listed in their company, you have to sign that. This is the only form that you will see twice. If you get in a dual agency situation, you will have to go back and affirm that you want to move forward. But this one right here, exclusive buyer agency agreement, that's the one that tells you the agency agreement that tells you how you want to work together. Once you sign that form, you will become the client at that point, okay? Any questions? Nope? Okay. Get into you're the future homeowner. This is where you always want to tell your realtor what you want. Okay? How many of y'all already wrote down what you want in the house? Oh, you just jumping out there. You just like, oh, I know what you want. Did it change, ma'am? Yeah. No. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. It's okay. You can write it down. How many guys in the head? Yeah. Wait a minute, hold on, excuse me, y'all. Sidebar. Sidebar. This is my client here. What do you mean is in y'all head? They wrote it down, y'all. Taking over my car. They wrote it down. But I'm gonna say this. If you have it in your head, write it down. Write it down. I always give my clients a questionnaire, and it goes deep into what you think you think you know what you want. But once you get to this point, you're gonna be writing everything. You can do anything you want. You say, I want to go to the moon. Write it down. I'm not taking you to the moon because I don't sell on the moon, but write it down, okay? If you have a husband, a wife, or you're buying it with somebody, hey, it's none of that. I got one piece of paper, I got one piece of paper, and we both sharing the idea. No, write it down, both of you separately. Simply because he may want something, she may want something totally different. Then you're going to have to start compromising, okay? Let's talk financing. Okay, I'm going to start right here and bring Mr. Zach up. And he's going to talk about loans and things of that nature, okay?
All right, guys. So, again, I'm Zach, First Home, and let's talk about loans. So, like Marvell was saying, the first step we want to do is get pre-approved. That starts with an initial consult. We'll look it out for 30 minutes. Really get to know you a little bit better, get to know your dreams, your goals, and we want to educate you on some of the products we have. And after that conversation, we're going to start to figure out, like, okay, you might be FHA, you might be conventional. You serve in the military, you're eligible for a VA loan, right? That loan is 100% financing. So we kind of start to figure out some of these different loan types. By the end of it, we're going to collect documents from you guys and work on your pre-approval and give you a couple different estimates to choose from. Because ultimately, you guys know your own situation better than I do, right? I want to provide you with as many options as possible and give you that clarity you need, but ultimately, it's going to be your choice what you guys want to move forward with. Okay. Let's talk about the loan types. There's 4 basic ones: FHA, conventional, VA, and USDA. FHA is a good place to start. The minimum down payment for that program is 3.5%. They're very lenient with credit, And there's not private mortgage insurance. That mortgage insurance payment is fixed when you're making that payment. That mortgage insurance is for life. Conventional, the minimum down payment for a first-time home buyer is actually 3%. One myth is that you have to put 20% down. Where do I have all that money? You don't need to. If you're a first-time home buyer, you only need to put 3% down. Okay. Repeat home buyers using a conventional loan can put 5% down. The idea of putting 20% down comes from removing that private mortgage insurance on a conventional loan. When a buyer puts 20% down, they don't have to pay that part of the monthly payment, right? And the more they put down, the less risky it is to us as a bridge company and our investors, so that mortgage insurance figure becomes less, right? VA loans for veterans, that's 100% financing, so you don't need to put anything down. They have really great rates as well. Personally, one of my favorites, I just love helping veterans. If you know anybody, get them in touch. And USDA is for rural housing. So USDA is part one too, because that's also 100% financing. You don't need to put anything down. To be eligible for a USDA loan, you don't. There's rural housing all over. You'd be surprised. You drive 15 minutes down the street and you see a home's USDA eligible. Townhomes can be USDA eligible too. So it doesn't it's more about the area, and then we need to make sure that we fall within those income limits. So all four of those loan types you can pair with programs. And you guys were talking about MMP a little bit earlier, right? Like we were saying, we're the number one lender for MMP. We do a lot of MMP. That's usually the first place I look. They have a lot of great options, whether you want 5% assistance up front or you want a really low rate. One cool thing about that, as long as you're over a 640 credit score, right, you're going to get the same rate as somebody who has an 800 credit score with this program. If you're not at 640 yet, don't worry, because in our consult, we're going to let you know, hey, you're at 585. We need to get you up a little bit to be eligible for this program. This is what you're going to do. We're going to pay down X, Y, and Z. It's going to take us 2 months, and in 2 months, we're going to be at a 656. So we're kind of laying it out for you and giving you the game plan. Again, this is all free, because at the end of the day, I want to see you guys settle on. What questions we have about loan types or programs? Yep.
If the VA you get the first house, the VA is 100%.
Yep.
If you get a second one, can you get a second one?
Sometimes. We're going to order what's called a COE. It's a certificate of eligibility through the VA, and that is going to tell us, hey, this VA loan, we have a current mortgage left on it. So depending on the county, we're going to have to do an eligibility test and see if you still have partial eligibility. Sometimes we can get another VA loan and still have 100% financing on that second one. Other times, we might need to put down 5% to get that VA loan again, right? So it just depends. Yep.
Are there certain, I know you say with the USDA, I know you say certain areas, certain cities, certain counties, or?
Yes, so you can just look up really USDA eligibility online, and you can type in an address, and it just takes it to the big map, and it's going to say in green property is eligible, or in red property is ineligible. So you can even test it out yourself. It's free to everybody to use. USDA. Any other questions about financing? That's important.
Well, let me ask you this, did you tell me they can stack that money on top of?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess let me run through an example.
Sure.
Okay.
Give them all the money, y'all know money, right?
Yeah.
This is money guy, okay, listen to this.
$300,000 purchase is the figure I like to use. It's first time home buyer. And let me give you the example. I think we did this before. A USDA loan. Oh, we can do USDA. There's something else.
Money guy at the table or something, go, do that example.
We'll do an FHA loan. Like I said, 3.5% down on a $300,000 house. 3.5% is $10,500. Just the down payment that you need. Plus there's closing costs, which might cost you, let's say, another $12,000. That's $22,500 that you guys can bring to the table.
To move in.
Just to move in. Okay. MMP, you get 5% down payment assistance. 5% of 300,000 is 15. $15,000 subtracted off of that 22,500 is now $7,500. That's a lot easier to swallow. You have a great real estate agent. Maybe she's able to negotiate something, right? Now imagine if it was a USDA loan. where you didn't have to put anything down. So now you just have to pay closing costs, and this program covers all the closing costs. So you can get it, for cheap. You just want to make sure you're eligible and make sure you understand what it is that you're getting into.
Well, thank you, Zach.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say this because the last thing you said was 75. Oh, yep. That is my go-to. I'm telling you right now, we have done some amazing things. One thing you did say was 7,500. That last number was 7,500. And you said, well, maybe you're willing to negotiate something. If I can get $7,500 from the seller, guess what? You have nothing out of your pocket. Right. Okay? We have done transactions where people come in with very little money or got money back. Okay? So it is possible. It's all about the structure of the transaction. Okay? All right. I'll tell you this also. Let's talk about finances. There's some outside expenses y'all have to account for. You have to take in consideration you're going to have your earnest money deposit that you need. Okay? That's up front. That's not. And let me apologize. I went to the bathroom. I see I done had a stain on my shirt. I've been walking around like this all day. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been working, so excuse me. I didn't even know. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. So earnest money deposit, 1%. Generally, you can put down $1,000. Okay. But where the market is going right now is people want to see more money now. So budget for 1% of your sales price. Also, home inspection. It depends on the square footage, it depends on the home inspector. Mr. Rodney back there, I don't know, Mr. Rodney, if they use you, can you give them a little discount like, we do at first, hometown webinar? These are my people. These are my people.
Normally what I do is, I have a flat rate. I don't go by square footage of the house like other inspectors do. So my rate is, no matter what the size of the house is $425. But because you guys are here today, and I do home buying seminars along with Marvell and other ones that I do, I give everybody a discount because I like trying to pay it forward. I think everybody should own. We are always behind the 8 ball. So for me to help pay it forward, I take $100 off of that price.
Thank you.
So now we're down to $225 for the inspection. Okay, I throw a termite inspection in there for that same price, so that's 2 inspections. And if you find a house and you use me, I do the inspection and the seller agrees to do any repairs that you ask for. When they say repairs done, I come back out one time for free.
Y'all can't beat that.
You get 3 inspections for that price.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rocky. I appreciate it. So, keep in mind your home inspection, okay? Your earnest money deposit. Have money set aside for your appraisal. Appraisal. That generally costs about $500–600. Depends on what the loan officer charge or the square footage and all of that. So have that money set aside. Okay. I always tell people to put aside at least $1,500 to $2,000. That's just that cushion. Okay. I don't want you to use the cushion if you don't have to, but it's the cushion that you need. So you did that part. Here we go, y'all. Y'all ready for the steps? Okay, the pathway to home ownership. Y'all see these squares up here? It's color coded. Green, yellow, and red. What does it remind you of? Anybody? Exactly. Exactly. That green means go. That means you have to go do something. I can't do it for you. You have to do it on your own. That yellow means we done did something and we need to pump our brakes. We have to be cautious of what we do. During that period of time, we just have to wait for a second. Okay? Just slow down and wait and don't do anything. Now this red means, look, we stopping. We ain't doing anything before you even make a move. I don't care if you want to buy some bubble gum on credit or use that credit card unless you talk to me or Zach, to your loan officer. Simply because one act can knock you out of getting a house. Don't co-sign with nobody, don't buy no furniture, don't buy no car, don't do anything. And I mean, look y'all, if y'all like, I gotta figure out how to eat. Y'all go get a little cheap meal, because we won't make it to this. Thank you, I didn't want to say it, but go get some ramen noodles. And let's make it to the end. And I promise y'all gonna eat the steak or lobster or whatever y'all eat, vegetarian food, whatever you eat, you're going to get, okay? So, find a realtor. I hope to be everybody's realtor in here. Get pre-approved. That when Zach come in, get you pre-approved, get your loan set up, he has the money. Most people don't buy houses because of credit, money, and education. Credit, I'm gonna fix my credit, never fix your credit, don't know what you're doing with your credit. You make one wrong mistake and your credit's jacked up. You can lose a thing. You can close an account and drop. So you know what? You're back waiting to get another house. That's the credit portion.
Can I add that really quick?
You sure can?
One other thing too, guys, we're not some big bank. We're local, and like you said, we're a team. But not only that, we're not doing other stuff. My company, we only focus on mortgages. So you have somebody that's 100% focused on trying to get you pre-approved. We're not doing other stuff. We don't have savings accounts or anything else like that. So, yeah.
Thank you. So, and the third component is education. That's me. Marvell Truesdale is a real estate educator. Like I told you, and I promised y'all when y'all sign up, y'all want to learn about buying a house. So get pre-approved. Preview homes, okay? If y'all got my pretty shiny gold bag, inside that bag is a preview kit that give you gas and gloves and everything you need, okay? But when we go out and we preview a home, we want to make certain that when you do that questionnaire, it matches your criteria, okay? I'm going to put it in the computer system, and what come out of it is what matches your criteria and what's on the market currently right now. Make an offer. That's what we're going to do. Once you find that house you like, you really want, we're going to make an offer. We're going to have the buyer and the seller, and then like the buyer will say, I'm going to make because when we make put in the terms and the contingencies. Terms are settlement date, sales price. Those are the terms, okay? Contingencies are things that need to be done. I always by a due date, D-U-E, okay? Remember, a contingency needs to be done by a due date. If it's supposed to be done on the 7th, it cannot be done on the 8th. It cannot be done on the 9th. Because you put your contract in jeopardy. Terms and contingency. And you're also contingent about buying this house, contingent upon finances, okay? Contingent upon the appraisal, things of that nature. So those are protected. You remember it said the rule to protect you that we put in. Earnest money deposit. How much did I say the earnest money deposit you can save? 1%. Exactly. Now everybody asks this question, and anybody have a question about earnest money deposit? Yep, that's the question I always hear. Do I get my earnest money deposit back? Well, yes and no. Okay, that's the real answer. Yes, you would get it back if we go through the process and you have a reason to get it back. No, if you decide you just want to wake up the day and say, I don't want this house, I want out, and that's it. Get my money back. I don't have your money. I don't have my broker have an earnest money deposit, but guess what? You may not be able to get it back because it don't go that way. Okay? Offer review. The offer that you just made is going to go over to the seller agent. The seller agent is going to give it to the seller, and they're going to review your offer. They can reject it, they can do a offer, or they can accept. If you got a low offer, some crazy offer, first thing they're going to say, I don't like this offer, so trash or whatever. They're going to reject that offer. If they reject that offer, you back out looking for a house. Okay? So you start the process back over again. They can counter offer. They can say, well, I like some of your terms, but I don't like this term. So it's going to be like a ping pong game. You go back and forth until you all agree. Okay? And so, they think this is the best offer in the whole wide world. Oh, I got the best offer. They're just going to accept your offer and you can move forward. Okay? And so those three things right here, reject, counter offer, and accept. The seller can do that, and you as the buyer can do it as well. Remember I said everything is negotiable? Everything is negotiable. The seller does not have the upper hand. You have power as well, okay? And one thing you have to realize is that once that is accepted, it becomes a ratified contract. It's legal and it's binding. That's why I said you can't get up that day and say, hey, I'm just ready to jump out of this. I had a client that said, I don't want this house. And selling it there. I don't want this house. I said, really, you don't want this house? I was like, girl, what do you mean you don't want this house? I can say that, that's my best friend, but girl, what do you mean you don't want this house? She was like, I don't want this house. She was nitpicking about everything. You see these little scars, this little scratch? She got cold feet, y'all, okay? And I said, well, you don't want it, what you want to do? I want my money back. and she put up $30,000. 30. And she said, I said, you gonna lose your money. And you know what she said? I don't care. I said, you don't care? Shit, think about that first, okay? So, wait a minute. I want my money. I'm gonna move forward. She's happy with her house now, but she was just a little scared, okay? Everything that you do in real estate, please understand, it has to be in writing. There's no handshaking, fist, butt, elbow, bumping, none of that. If it's not in writing, it cannot be held up in court, okay? So I don't care what anybody tell you. We're not going to write it down. Tell them, yes, we are. Even if you have to write it down. Because you know what? It has to be some type of tracker system. If you go to court, you can prove what was done, okay? Select the title company. The title company go back 60 years to make certain that that deed is clear, okay? They want to make certain that that deed is clear before they give it to you. No clouds on the title, no wings on the title, because sometimes people transfer deeds over, and that deed have a lien on it. The deed have a cloud on the title, and if you accept that, now you have that problem. So when you're ready to sell your house, you're going to have to correct that problem. And I also tell people, when you out reviewing for a house, bear in mind that you should think about resale too. You know, you may want what you want right now, which is perfectly fine, but is the house going to be easy to sell? Am I going to make a profit out of this house later? So always think about resale when you're out there looking for the house. Loan application, that's when you go meet with Zach. He will ask for all these documents. He will ask you for bank statements, pay stubs. He will ask you for all this stuff. Sometimes he will ask for it twice, 3 times maybe, because you know what? Maybe you didn't give it to him. Maybe Zach.
I can be pushy at this part too, because I want to get you guys to the closing table. So
Exactly. That information is money, okay? And it gets frustrated, because I'm telling you, it gets frustrated to me with you. Me, you want to say, this is not there, I didn't give him that. And I'm like, I know, because I sent it to him. And then I'm like, oh my God, but he needed latest. So if you don't give it to him, no matter how frustrated you get, you do not give it to him, y'all know what happens? Exactly. You don't get no house. Ain't nobody gonna give you no money for a house if they don't have the paperwork. They need that information. Inspections and contingencies. We're gonna stop right there. I want Mr. Rodney to come up and finish about this home inspection. Because when he said this home inspection, y'all were like, yeah, this happened. He got some horror story, but I want him to talk about the glory of home inspection.
Okay, so, my thing is, any house that I inspect, I look at it, it's either my house or my daughter's house. I'll give you a quick background about myself. I was born and raised in grew up in the hood, got married down in Long Island, New York, and I spent more than half my life in New York. So I'm a New Yorker. I roll a certain way. I do new construction, the builders don't like to see me coming, but I go back multiple times without the builder even knowing. Okay? If I'm in the area, I pop in, I take a picture. If I see something wrong, I'm writing a report and I'm sending it back to them, and they don't even know I've been on the property. So I just roll a certain way, that's me. But I'm thorough. I like sleeping at night. So, like I said, the house is either going to be my house or my daughter's house when I look at it. So I will tell you everything there is. Now, just so you know, I don't nitpick every nook and cranny about it. You got a scratch on the wall. I want something that is going to defer from functionality of the house. You got a leak. You got a real serious leak. Water leaks lead to mold. I'm a certified mold inspector also, and I do remediation. So when I see water, I'm thinking of mold. But everything that I find and I do, there's a picture, okay, on the report with a comment. Where it's located, the kitchen sink faucet leaks, or the kitchen sink hot and cold are reversed. Hot water should always be on the left side. Cold water should be on the right. If it's reversed, it's on my report. If a drain leaks, it's on my report with pictures. Okay, so this is how detailed my reports are. Yes, horror stories I've cash your ticket in 30 days after you are in the house. Or you don't move into the house, but you own the house for 30 days. Now cash your ticket in. You got it. Okay? It's a whole process that you have to go through. But when you call me, I'll take care of you guys, and we're going to be friends for life. Because I've been doing this for 20 years, okay? And I still have people that I've done inspections for 15 years ago still calling me about different situations in their house. They want to do this, you want to do that, or I want to have a TV on the wall. And I know everybody that's about contractors, plumbers, electricians. I can refer people to you. I used to be a master electrician in New York. So I know, especially when it comes down to power. Okay, so inspections are good to have. Any questions about anything? Okay, thank you.
And
Well, I have one thing before you go. What do you check? Y'all doctors gonna pay y'all money, but y'all don't know what you check. What do you check? What do you check? What do you check?
I check the electrical. That means if the house is vacant, or even if it's not, somebody's still living in the house. Anything that I can get to, I'm touching it and I'm testing it. I walk in the door, I go straight to the kitchen. I'm running water. I'm running hot water. Why? The water is just running. I'm turning on the stove. The electric stove, I turn on all 4 or 5 burners and the oven all at the same time. Because it's electric, I gotta make sure that the electrical circuit can handle full power of that range. I've had it where the house was rehabbed, investor owns it. They put a 50 amp they put an amp range in there on a 30 amp electrical circuit. Can't handle it. So I turn on all 4 burners on high. Then I turn the bake on high. And I'm walking away. Next time I come back, that thing is off. Trip the circuit breaker. Bang, can't handle it. That's an issue. And I'll do it a second time to make sure it'll trip again. Now what happens, okay, is in my report. The range can't handle it. Okay? And I'll tell them what circuit breaker in the electrical panel is the one that keeps tripping. 2 ways to fix that. Either you're going to change that circuit, okay? And I don't mean change the circuit breaker. If you change the circuit breaker to a 50 amp circuit breaker, the wire has to be changed. You need a 50 amp wire for that. Some people will just change the circuit breaker. It's still a fire hazard. That wire can't handle 50 amps. It's a 30 amp wire. It's a fire hazard. Okay? Or go buy another range that's a 30 amp range. So it'll hold. But I check all that when I come back. Air conditioning, I check that. If it's a heat pump, now heat pump is electric heating. The outside compressor does 2 things. It does heating, first stage of heating, okay, and cooling. So we're in summertime now, so I will run the air. Okay, so I will run the air, but because it's electric heating, I can't run the heating. But if the air conditioning works well, the heating does too. But what I will do is I will put it on the heat mode just to make sure that outside compressor kicks on in the heat mode. But I can't let it heat up because it's too hot outside. It'll damage it, and I gotta want to buy a new one. Okay, so but I just want to make sure wiring is correct. It goes through its safety checks of everything, and it comes on in that mode. Then I'll turn it right back off. But yeah, I check the heat. If it's gas, natural gas in the house, you're gonna sweat a little bit. Because I turn it up to 85 degrees or 80 degrees, and it's 100 degrees outside. That house is gonna get hot. Because I need to make sure that that furnace works. I've had furnaces where I turn on, it cuts on, it cuts on, it cuts on, it cuts on. There's a situation with it. It's not coming, staying on. Okay? So you can sell a house with no air. You can't sell it without heat. If I can get in the attic, I'm in it. And there's a few things in the attic that I'm looking at. I'm looking at number 1, ventilation.
put in the report, are they negotiable or something with your agent, or, I mean,
Yeah.
that she
Well,
can,
the report is for you guys, and the agent gets a copy of it. So
Right.
now you're gonna talk to your realtor, ask about what you guys want to fix.
is that where the contingencies come in and all that?
I'm sorry.
Is that where the contingencies come in on some of the negotiating?
Yes, that's when you can start negotiating. Remember I said you can do reject, counter, or accept? You know, you can accept everything that's in that report and you move forward, say, I'm going to take care of it, or you can counter off, reject some of the things, or you can be in a counter offer situation where you can say, you know what, I want you to do this, and they say no, and you're just going back and forth. So yes, that's where everything comes into play. So you don't have to accept anything. And if we get to the point where the home inspection is not acceptable to you, we can walk away from the transaction. Even if the repairs are not acceptable, we can walk away and therefore we back and redo homes, okay? The question I generally get was, do I get my money back? No, you don't get your money back. That's why I always say have that cushion for you, okay? So with that being said, I know it's 4:15, we're about to wrap this up, y'all. I'm so sorry we just kind of started a little late, okay? So just bear with me. So thank you, Mr. Rodney. But one thing I want to say with Mr. Rodney is when you go out to the home inspection or any inspection, stay with the home inspector. Don't be in the basement while he's upstairs. Because you're going to miss something. And then you're going to call Mr. Rodney or you're going to call me. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But generally when I'm with my client, I'm like, look, we all stay with Mr. Rodney. Because he's the professional of this. I stay in my lane. And my lane is real estate. His lane is inspection. Thank you, Mr. Rodney. So there's other inspections. I'm going to go down. Home inspection is the normal. Termite inspection normal. Radon. You can also have lead-based paint, septic if you're on a septic tank down in the country somewhere. Hold on inspections, but you are responsible for paying each and every one. Contingency, like I said, contingency are things that you need to do. If you don't get financing for the house, you cannot buy the house. The house is contingent upon an appraisal as well. So an appraisal tells you the value of the house. It does not tell you the worth. It tells you the value of the house, okay? So the appraisal will go out. That's why I said, so they say you have about $500, $600 or whatever, because you're going to have to pay for that. So if the appraisal come in, the house is $300,000, and the appraisal come in for $280,000, the bank is not going to give you $300,000. Somebody's going to have to come up with the extra $20,000. Either you're going to come out your pocket with it, and generally first-time buyers do not have that money, right? So what we're going to have to do is negotiate with the seller. Maybe they say, well, you know what? I'll come down to $290, you pay $10. You say, like, I still don't have $10. Maybe they realize the house is not worth it, so they come down to $280. So if that's the case, we can move forward. But there are times when you have equity in the house. So the house is $300, you get a house, the price come back to $320. I have had this happen to me, Zach has had this happen to him as well. The house is worth more than you pay it for. So you automatically come in to equity in the house. So that is the appraiser. Next step you need to get is homeowners insurance. I'm having Mr. Baker come up right quick. If y'all give me 10 more minutes, I promise I'll get y'all up out of here because I truly appreciate y'all staying with me and I hope y'all get some good information, okay?
Yes.
Look, guys, and I'm gonna keep you long on the homeowner insurance. That's something that you have to have. When you go to closing, you got to have it. And that's to protect early. That says out there that don't have a home, you might not even know about a declaration page that tells you everything that they accomplished. And y'all look at a home anytime soon. You'll get into small bills, you'll get in touch with me, and I'll go through it in detail with you. But that's something that is state mandated that you have to have. When you go to that closing table, you have to have homeowner insurance. Look at the state of Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia, okay?
Okay, so thank you very much. So you did home inspection, utilities. Now you're getting closer to getting your house, you want to put the utilities in your name. You don't want to cut the utilities off, you just want to transfer them over to your name on the day you sell them. Because a lot of times you cut them off, you won't have to pay the reconnection. It's going to be harder for you to get the house, the utility back on in time. So you just have to transfer over to your name. Walk through, very important. Y'all already about ready to go to settlement table, walk through. In the state of Maryland, you can have a walkthrough within 5 days of going to settlement. I always tell my clients I want to have it 1 hour before we go to settlement. Simply because 5 days, you go on that 5 days ahead of time. Okay, it looked good. But guess what? You may go to settlement, and after you sign the documents, that house will be vandalized, it will have a fire in it. People actually take stuff out of the house. They take appliances, they'll gut that house, and you done bought a gutted house. So that's why I always tell people an hour before. And so we know that, look, it's the same way that we had it when we broke that offering, okay? So it's very important to do that walk. Don't skip that step, y'all. Do not skip that step because you want to make certain that, like I said, it's the same. So then you go to settlement. We have a title company here. We also know other title companies that can assist you if you don't know one. But if you looking to get like costs, compare costs, start looking at that now. Look at different title companies. Or I can point you to one. The settlement is when you go and you actually have to look at sign the documents. The documents probably be about even 100. Y'all might 100 times, right? So they're not gonna go word by word what's in this. They're gonna paraphrase. It's gonna be like, you pay, you stay, you don't, you go. That's all they're gonna say. Here's your mortgage, da da da. This is the thing I want y'all to understand. If you're that type of person that needs to be line by line, let me know because I have to set it up with the title from you ahead of time so you can read it and understand it, okay? But they will answer all the questions for you. Then, congratulations, you done bought your home, you're a new homeowner. And yes, you can move in the same day, you get the keys the same day. This is just that easy. If you follow these steps. I hope, yeah, I see you out there, see you snapping, but everyone's still going, yeah, y'all need to be snapping too. So y'all want to get a copy of this. But if you follow this stuff, it's just that easy, okay? Anybody? Yes.
What if you had an unscrupulous seller and you took that walk through an hour before closing, and they said they would include the washer and dryer with the house. Then when you go there, the washer and dryer is completely gone.
Oh, and I love that. So we walked, and I had that happen not to wash and dry, but they changed it, took the chandelier and gave us this little old thing. I was like, oh, something ain't right. Who the hell? Something ain't right. What's wrong with this house? You know, it had a different feel, a different vibe, and we couldn't put our hand on it. Finally, we looked up, like, wait a minute, they changed the goal. So if they take out the wash and dry, we like, wait a minute, wash and dry here. Once we get to the settlement table, we'll address it right then and there. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to say, we're going to buy you wash and dry. Matter of fact, I want to leave money at the table for your wash and dry. Okay? So we're going to address it right there. But those are the things, and that's a good question, Mr. Baker, because those are the things that we want to make certain, like I said, everything is the same. Nobody get no. Ain't no suckers in here, because I know gave y'all suckers, but y'all going to chew them up, right?
Also, just to let you guys know, when I do my inspection, I list components. The refrigerator, the Frigidaire, this is that. I've had situations where I've got a phone call when the agent does their walkthrough, it's a different dishwasher. Now I'm getting a phone call, was that dishwasher? And they're taking a picture and sending it to me, and I pull it up on my report. Or a whole collage of pictures that I have, like, that wasn't there. Well, this wasn't there. I've had one where an investor, he cut the water meter out. And piped it back in, so now he's got free water. And the buyer bought the house like this. When he goes to put the water in his name, they're telling him he's got to pay another $2,000 because the meter has to be put back in. Now I get the phone call. I saw the meter in the small floor space in the basement. And so, and I sent him the picture. Bang, there you go. So it saved me money like that. So, like I said, I'm your friend for life.
We about to do the drawing. Everybody put their name in here? Okay. Well, thank you for now, because you know, y'all got something. Yes.
Who's doing the roof inspection?
Roof inspection?
Yeah.
You might be.
Well, he didn't ask that question.
But he just said if he could get to it, how you gonna get to it, Mr.
Oh yeah, okay, so what I do is I look at the roof. I don't climb roofs anymore. But I can see it from the street. The camera that I have zooms in on that roof. It's a 60x zoom like I'm standing on it. And if I can't see it in all different angles, I fly a drone. It's got a zoom in.
$1,000 for. So stay where you need to be comfortable at. If you just know your monthly that you want to be, talk to Zach, talk to the loan officer, say, hey, I want to be at $2,300, and he can tell you exactly where you need to stay to be in that price point, okay? Property condition. Some people love move-in ready. Some people say, I can knock the wall down. I don't care about cosmetic things. So think about what you're willing to do while you doing this process. Because if you're the type of person that cosmetic things don't bother you, you can look at a purple, orange wall. You're like, oh yeah, I painted. Good. Some people just can't get past that. And they're just like, I don't want this house. I'm like, why? Because the wall's orange. Like, what? You know, it's a nice house and meet your criteria, but they can't get past that. But that is cosmetic, okay? Sales terms, you want to make certain that you put your best foot forward. Don't be trying to go in, don't ball somebody $100,000 for their house, knowing they ain't taking it. You know, I'll be honest, don't waste your time and don't waste my time, okay? So you know they're not going to take that.
Right.
And then if you get crazy offering, they just like, nope. And then next thing you go, man, I feel bad. You should feel bad. You know what? Simply because you didn't want it bad enough. This market is tight. This market is very competitive. You have to put forth your best foot in order to get in there. People are bidding 30, 40, 50,000, putting up all this money. I'm not telling you that's what you have to do. I'm just telling you, be realistic. Being unrealistic is, like I said, 100,000, 20,000. Come on now. Like, everybody in it to win it. You in it to win it. We want to be fair about it. But you know, we have to be mindful of the sales terms. And the last thing, offer price. Make certain that, you know, whatever you do in terms of your offer, if you can't afford $20,000 above, don't go $20,000 above, okay? Be realistic with your offer. Be comfortable with your offer. Because what you're going to do, you're going to get in the house and you're going to be like, 6 months later, here's my mail. Yes, hello. He was like, this is too much. What can I do? See, we can possibly sell it, but we ain't got enough equity to sell it. So make certain you understand what you and make the best offer price. So everybody said they signed up, and in this thing is wrong. Okay. Well, go on once, and I'm about to spin it, and we about to give away this raised garden bed. And now, I know y'all may not say, well, I don't have a house. Some of y'all may live in a house. Some of y'all may have a balcony. So you go on the balcony as well, okay? You can do some herb gardens or whatever you need to do. So, you need some oil. I'm going to have to let them know. Right? You got to hear that when you're outside. All right. Bridget, work. All right. I hope that you're good. I hope you can enjoy it. And you will? I'm going to put this little can in there. Oh, okay. Think about that. Good. And let me tell you something. I want to say this before we go to the TV winner. I want to thank each and every one of y'all because y'all waited for me. Y'all came back, and I truly appreciate that. If I'm not your realtor, it's okay. We probably still see each other on the street. If you have a question, you know, first thing I'm going to ask you, you have a realtor? You know, I got to stay around in the legal way, right? You got a realtor. But if you have any questions after this event, please let me know. You can call me. I do one-on-one consultations because a lot of times when in these type of settings, we don't want to tell everybody our business, so we may get questions later. So please feel free to contact me. And also, I want to take this opportunity to thank Donetta. Donetta's my assistant, and I tell you, I feel like I can't do nothing without Donetta. I tell you, Donetta be showing me everything. Donetta, what am I going to be doing that? But Donetta has been a tremendous help today, y'all. She was like me. I said, Donetta, I'll be here at 8:30. Let me give you the bag though. Oh, you got a bag? Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta go upstairs. You have a $40 agency gift card. Come your way. All right? Okay, now here's the thing, y'all. See what I tell y'all about that? I know about that. No. No, like it's in here. You just go ahead and take it. Okay. Okay. No. You good, aren't you? You sucking on that sucker? The wind don't suck. The wind don't suck. All right, y'all. Oh. Y'all ready for the TV? Yeah. Okay. I ain't even call it name. I'm just going to spell it. R-H-O-N-D-A. Rhonda. Rhonda Slater. You said it. Yeah. Well, come on in the TV, man.
Ron, I didn't get my TV. How'd you get my TV? How'd you get my TV?
Yeah.
You sure that wasn't true? That wasn't true? You sure that wasn't called? That wasn't C-A? That wasn't C? You sure that wasn't a C and an A?
You know what? I'll see you again. After we talk. Y'all, I want to thank you. I hope y'all got all the information. Thank you.
That's one thing I don't need is no more TV.